Hulk Smash again. We're doing another tier list today, and we're doing one of my favorite artists to listen to. I went ahead and it's Lil Peep, by the way. I went ahead and got rid of some songs here. I know there's some really um, popular songs in this group. I mean, one of the problems with this particular artist is that Lil Peep had a lot of music that is on SoundCloud, a lot of stuff that is unreleased or there's demos of, and I've heard some of it. I haven't heard all of it, and I was kind of late to the game with listening to some of his songs. There might be a couple that I kind of just overlooked. I know Nuts is kind of new. A couple of them I know but don't know intimately or whatever, so I don't want to, phone it in that respect. So um, I want to make sure that all the ones that I have here are at least I've listened to on several occasions. Hellboy is a record that I've listened to quite a few times. The posthumous release, I guess a bunch of them are posthumous, almost all of them. With the documentary, I've listened to quite a few times. Not as much with Crybaby, or a lot of these I think are on Castles as well. And Castles 1 and 2, I didn't listen to that much. So, anyway, let's get into the ranking. I think Absolute and Doubt is a decent song. I like to listen to it on occasions. I know that particular song is off of Crybaby, I'm pretty sure. Not my favorite song. I don't really necessarily know if it's below average. I don't think it's like a bad song or anything. But just not my favorite. 16 Line and Believe South, Call Me When You're Sober too. I like that song quite a bit. Not one of his best songs. I wouldn't say it's in the top tier, but it's definitely a vibe for sure. Um, Aquafina, he's got a couple of these songs that are kind of just like it feels like it was kind of early before he kind of was like refined. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I don't love this song that much. I don't know. Um, the water in the background it's just not my favorite song. Not a great one. I think Tell Awful Things is probably an A tier song for me. This is around the time, I guess this is Call Me When You're Sober 1. I started listening to that record quite a bit after everybody else. I think my first introduction to Peep was with the Anthony Fantano review, and then I didn't really give him kind of the time of day. And then I kind of went back after he passed and all that kind of stuff. I had a lot of respect for his music, a lot of respect for the things he was saying. And I think initially, um, Anthony thought that it was all kind of a play up. But everything, as it turns out, his emotions and everything he was feeling was very real. But this is a really great song off that record. Beaver Boy. I don't know if Beaver Boy was on an EP or what, but obviously one of the songs that he caught a lot of attention for, especially early on. Um, I like it quite a bit. I don't think it's necessarily his best song. Um, I think that my two kind of favorite kind of songs are from almost every artist is whether it's going to be a banger or it's going to be introspective. This one's kind of in the banger category, but I don't think it's in the line of his best bangers. Um, I think Belgium I'm going to put in B. I think it's probably one of the better songs off of the posthumous documentary record. I guess it's Everybody's Everything, I guess is what the record is called. I think it's a pretty good one, not the best one. Um, my brain is not really meshing with lyrics, but obviously it's a big song off of the first "Call Me When You're Sober" record, I believe. I think it was also a single, but I know I like the song quite a bit. Where's my? I gotta look up lyrics. My brain is just not. It's not clicking right now. Let's see. Oh, nope. Shut up. Ben's truck lyrics. Real Bo Peep with a brand new bitch in the back of the club with the cowboy click. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's an A. It's a good song. It's not my favorite song though. Ooh, I think this is my favorite song off of the "Call Me When You're Sober" Part One. Really catchy, just not a lot of lyrics, but it's a banger, right? And it's I don't think anybody cannot get hyped off this song. It's just kind of an album cut, but I think it's my favorite. It's really good. Broken Smile, I think this is the lead track off of Call Me When You're Sober Part 2. I think it's, one of those kind of sadder songs. I don't think it's necessarily that great, but it is a song that I like. Um, um, this song is off of Hellboy. I've listened to Hellboy quite a bit. It kind of blends in as a song that's just part of the track listing. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. I like it. It just doesn't necessarily, I think, stand on its own 2 feet necessarily all that well, but in context of Hellboy the record, it's a good song. You can't complain about it. Absolutely decent song. I think this is off of Call Me When You're Sober Part 2. It's a good song, not in the top echelon. Not really. I mean, the chorus is fine. Not really particularly memorable. Not one that I would listen to over and over. Crybaby also, I think, is a B. She says, "I'm a crybaby. I got this vibe." It's a. Once again, I feel like I'm not getting like a very specific analysis here, but when you have this many, it's kind of hard to do. But it's off of Crybaby. Not a bad song. I think all these kind of in B don't necessarily distinguish themselves in a particular way, but they're all still good songs. Drive By. I listened to a few of these songs beforehand, and it's just hard to keep all of them in my mind. Lil Peep lyrics. I somehow misspelled Drive By, and it gave me Driveway, which of course is another song that's on here. Drive By. Motorola phone, I got home. Yeah. Some of these songs, I think, is Drive By off Hellboy? I think it is. It's not a bad song. Once again, I would actually probably put it here. I think it's pretty clear, and it's unfortunate that although Peep associated himself with a lot of people who are trying to come up, especially in LA, they weren't necessarily as talented as he was. He got in line with a bunch of producers that really helped him out, but I don't know if the rappers outside of Tracy were really up to his par. I like some of the stuff off of Tracy's records, especially Anarchy, but some of them just got a really weird delivery, and yeah. I'm gonna put Sunlight in Your Skin and Falling Down in the same category. I feel like they were probably pushed off those records as like singles. I don't think they're bad songs or anything. I can't remember which one is XX and which one's I Love McConan. I think they're good songs, but I think they're kind of like feel like they were kind of like supposed to be singles, and I just don't think they're as good as other songs on his records. Fangirl is a C. I feel like Fangirl and a couple of those songs that were on Everybody's Everything kind of just in the middle of that record just kind of blend in as songs that have very similar instrumentation and sampling and don't really stand out in any particular way. And Fangirl's one of them. I think we can also probably throw in where's Text Me? That can go there too. Just kind of like mediocre songs. Then you have like When I Lie, Belgium, that kind of stick out as Princess is another one of those. They'll just kind of fall into these kind of blend into the top half / middle of the record and don't really leave much of an impression in my opinion. Fingers is a back end cut on I think Call Me When You're Sober Part 2. Once again, I just listened to this, but it's hard to keep all these in mind. Everyone hates me. Yeah, this isn't okay. It's a decent end kind of cut near the bottom end of that album. Not a best song. Definitely not just like an okay or whatever. Ghost Boy I'm going to put in C. I don't have a lot to say about that. Girls is in C too. It's just kind of a okay song that really doesn't stick out. I really dislike the chorus. It's basically one word that is said in a very kind of awkward way. Girls. It's very. I guess the vibe is very hallucinogenic in a way. But it's just an okay song. I think Gucci Mane is at kind of at the bottom of Hellboy. Cocaine in your bitch brain. It's not a bad song. I think it's definitely a tier above some of these here. Uh, tell me. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna jump here because it's one I have to talk about. So, um, this song is like I don't know. It's like not barely 2 minutes, if 2 minutes, something like that. Pretty short. It was on Apple Music, and I think they took it off for whatever reason. That was a really sad day for me because I used to I used to work right in the corner from my house. It probably took me about that length of the song to get from my driveway to work, which is like nothing, right? And I would listen to that song to and from work every single day. Um, I think some really great lyrics on that. Bump Lil Peep, when I die, I'ma haunt you. I could live forever if I want to. I could stop time, but I never want to do that again. Nothing worse than losing a friend. I mean, it just. I think this is kind of a song that it shows kind of Peep's brilliance, especially with kind of like a limited resources. Just basically a beat and a microphone, and he made something great. It's unfortunate that it's not on Apple Music anymore because it was one of my favorites. Hate Me. Um, Girl, I know. Girl, I know. When you tell me you hate me. Um, Once again, I feel like, anything being above is something that I have, like, basically on a playlist or listen through on the record, and I like plenty fine. Even C are okay. Not exactly my favorites, but, like, it'll be, like, some of them are catchy, some of them are less than catchy, but, this one just kind of fills in. There's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly fine. They just don't really leave a incredible impression on you, right? Um, I would say they're good, just not specifically special. So, if anyone likes those particular songs, I don't want them to feel like I hate them. I love Lil Peep and I love almost his entire discography. It's just songs that I prefer more than others. Hellboy, I like the Hellboy sample at the beginning. The song is once again not necessarily my favorite, but um, I'm sure he probably opened shows with this and it probably killed. Um, but I mean, it's a good song, not a great song. Ooh, another one. This is one that I actually got um, introduced to relatively recently. Um, and once again, it's kind of short, but he kind of has these themes of in a lot of his songs about crashing or um, like being destructive, just kind of generally as a metaphoric like idea. Um, and I think that the chorus just hits, man. That it's a really good one. But once again, kind of difficult to find, kind of like haunt you. Um, so if you're not looking, you'll probably overlook some of these songs. And the strange thing is they're just, I think just so much better. Maybe it's part of the having to find it or being surprised by it or not knowing that it exists that makes it just that much better, right? I don't give a fuck about anything. Beat. Um, do 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 do. I've been waiting is a decent song. Obviously, more pop oriented based upon the production and stuff. Um, um, yeah, it's fine. Um, Keep My Cool, I think is a C, or Keep My Cool. I just don't think it's a very great song. Pretty early production, things like that. It's not really overly developed. It's early Peep. Um, one more night, baby, give me a kiss. You got one more night. Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine song. LA to London is another one that goes in this kind of Princess Text Me, Fangirl, all from the same record, all kind of just mediocre, okay songs. Nothing particularly great about them, nothing disappointing. They're fine. Um, Leaning back in my seat. Leaning back in my seat. Got me thinking about my life now. Yeah, that's fine. Liar. It's off of Call Me. Everybody's Everything, right? I think it's the first track. Call it rap, call it pop, boy. Yeah, call it what you want, boy. I'm a real life cop, boy. It's an okay song. Not my favorite. It's not a banger. It's a little bit reflective on him and his mom and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But Life is Beautiful. Definitely, this is a poignant one, for sure. I don't know if it's necessarily giving us anything particularly unique in terms of analysis of life or anything, but song's good. It's just not great. Save That Shit, I think, is going to be A tier for me. When that first Call Me When You're Sober record came out, I listened to the songs on that record just over and over and over again. Nothing like those other motherfuckers. I can make you rich. I'm trying to think of like the lyric that I liked a lot. And I don't want to make you sad. Yeah. It's definitely a standout on that record. That and Better Off Dying. I don't know. Actually, I like just about every song off that record, so it's hard to say. Live Forever is definitely one of the better songs, I think, off of Everybody's Everything. Definitely a cool thought that, like, first of all, he's calling out God, which is bold, but talking about how basically he's going to make records that are going to live on forever, and in the grand scheme of, you know, kind of how his life's trajectory went, it's kind of prophetic in that regard, and I think that's pretty cool too. This is Moving On is probably the best song off of Everybody's Everything. Definitely kind of on the banger spectrum of things. Definitely leaves an impression. Definitely is got a good chorus. And yeah, that music video is really, I believe it was very colorful, very glitchy, kind of like you were, you know, drunk or something. I like that as well. I think 19 is the one with the postal service, or is it Oasis? Yesterday, you try to prep for this shit, and then you get here and you just blank. It's the worst. Lil Peep lyrics. It definitely has a sample from one of them. No, actually, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to hate you. Not my favorite. I'm gonna put that in C. I think I had that originally there. It's an okay song. Nose Ring. I think that's kind of in the D category. Just not my thing, man. OMFG probably up there with the best songs off of that first Call Me When You're Sober record. If I remember correctly, I got to keep on looking up lyrics because I'm trash. Oh, actually, it's off of Hellboy. It's not the song I thought it was. I used to want to kill myself. It's probably a very good song off that record, but not my favorite. I don't know if I know Pain, so I'm gonna put this one. I don't like that song that much. I think it's C. Well, let's get to some songs here that I actually want to talk about. Witchblades is a fucking fire song. Absolutely killer. When Peep comes in with his chorus, that shit hits hard. Nights off, nightlife, clothes off, baby, I got good white. That shit hits hard. I think Tracy has a verse on there too, right? It's him and it's him and Tracy, and it is a That definitely is probably also one of the better songs off that record. Definitely hits. That kind of goes with these, but that's probably one of my favorite Peep songs. Um, "Sex with My Ex" I think is one of my favorite songs off of "Call Me When You're Sober" Part Two. Um, he always has an interesting perspective, and it's always pretty dark. And I don't think a lot of people talk about having sex like they're on their deathbed. Um, I think it's a very unique perspective, and it's a banger as well. World Away I like a lot. Um, I think that we kind of get a little more of insight into kind of Peep's perspective, um, from his kind of like this existential loneliness. Um, uh, yeah, that you can be in a room with a person still feel like you're nowhere near them, right? Spotlight. Um, that I think is it Marshmallow. That Marshmallow production goes hard for sure. It's very catchy, very. Once again, these really they're kind of bummer, but it's upbeat, and it's kind of like "Sex with My Ex," where it's just a very interesting perspective on things. It's like kind of like "Be with me," but think that you're somebody wealth and you're with somebody else, and then I'm kind of okay with it. Um, I think a lot of people think that. I don't think a lot of people say that. So, "Walk Away" as the door slams. Actually, both versions of the songs are really great. I think that the one off of Hellboy gets kind of forgotten just because the one off of Everybody's Everything is specifically in that documentary very poignant. If you take into effect his relationship with his grandfather and things like that. His grandfather, who is an incredibly intelligent individual, I believe he's a professor at Harvard. He comes from a um, very intelligent group of people. If you didn't watch the documentary, I highly suggest it. Um, this is the song they play when I crash into the wall. That's the one where the little Tracy feature goes hard. Um, he probably is actually the highlight of that song, other than the chorus. But I love that song, and I was glad I found it off of Hellboy. I don't think I know this song. Okay, where do we want to go next? Um, Star Shopping is a really poignant song, a good song, and a song that has a lot of good lyrics in it. My one problem with it is very it's rough around the edges, which can be in some regards pretty it can be an endearing quality, but it might take away some things for some people, but that's okay. Um, Bright Side, that's another one of the best songs off "Call Me When You're Sober" Part One. Um, it has a great build, has a great chorus. I'm getting high again tonight. Yes, it's a good one. When I Lie, I think is at like the upper end of good songs on the documentary record "Everybody's Everything," but I don't. It's definitely not moving on. It's not. Where's Walk Away as the door slams, but it is a good song. It's not bad. It definitely. I bump it in my car pretty loud. So if that says anything, it says something. Um, Got to refresh myself here. Spent a lot of time in the background. I know I spent. For some reason, I can't seem to put in the problems into my brain properly, but it's a good song. If it's on "Call Me When You're Sober" Part One, I will like it. Ratchet Bitches Cocaina. I think Peep's mom said this is one of her favorite songs. Oddly, personally, it doesn't have a lot of. I look for a lot of meaning in things, and I'm not sure this one has a lot. It's a little bit vapid. It's probably why I don't like these songs either. Down here, a couple of songs in here are very, very similar. Um, but yeah, it's gonna go in C. Last thing I want to do is an A. I think that's Hellboy. I think it's kind of a breakup song. I think it's like I still love you, but you're fucking toxic as shit. And you still want to help them, you still want to care about them, but at the same time, you're like, I need to let this go because you're fucking killing me like you're arsenic. And I think that's something that we can all kind of appreciate. And I personally like it quite a bit. It's one of the better songs of that record. I'm trying to look at my Hellboy songs here. We got song they play when I crash into the wall. Last thing I want to do. Worlds Away. Worlds Away is very similar to the last thing I want to do. Yeah, all kind of in that echelon. What is the line I like from You Said? That's another Call Me When You're Sober Part 1 song. You Said Lil Peep lyrics. Run away takes time. Oh, Lord Jesus. Don't play it. But sometimes life gets fucked up. That's why we get fucked up. Peep was streetwise and didn't necessarily have poignant way of saying things every time, but had very sensible ways and ways that made a lot of sense to me. Sometimes life gets fucked up. That's why we get fucked up. Simple yet effective. Think Too Much, I think, is a C. I think it's like a lesser version of Last Thing I Want to Do is Worlds Away. It's a fine song. Is this the one that has the sample on it? Yesterday is not today, right? Tell my friends that I'm dead. Yeah, it's you know what? It's kind of a nice song. I like listening to that song. So we come to Runaway, which I believe is off Call Me When You're Sober Part 2, but I can't remember a single lyric because my brain is trash. Take me away from here. Everybody's so fake. Everybody's so fake, I swear. I don't need to go back there. Everybody's so fake. Everybody act. Okay. I Run Away from My Problem. That's a good song. Is it? Okay, so let's see. Call Me When I'm Sober Part 2. Come over. Did I say call me when you come over when you're sober? Have I been saying that the entire time? Come over when you're sober. Told you my brain's stressed. It's Come Over When You're Sober. I think Call Me When You're Sober is an Evanescence song. We're not going to edit that. We're rolling. I think probably Sex With My Ex is my favorite song off that record. It's not as good as these songs. Maybe this record just has a lot of good songs and a lot of great songs, but I like Runaway quite a bit. I don't think it's the best, though. Let me see if I have any songs in here that Driveway could probably be in here, but I can't be asked to be doing that. I've Been Waiting had 2 of them. I know Gym Class is a big song. White Wine, it was a single. I just don't have enough. But I think this pretty much does it. There's really not a whole lot of difference between these two. I think they're just the best songs, really. These are very listenable songs that I have on my playlist. This song this group right here is like, it comes on, I'll listen to it. It's not my favorite. Some of them are a little bit too poppy. Some of them don't have a lot to them. And these I will listen to but don't really want to. Let's see community ranks. We're agreeing on some. Which one? No, Live Forever he did not like. Problems he didn't like. Yeah, we're same on this one. This song, too poppy. Yep. See, this guy knows it. He knows the shit. Where is White Tea? Let's see what this guy has to say. Teen Romance. Yesterday Part 1. He didn't like Yesterday Part 1. 16 Lines, Liar, Broken Smile. Yada, yada, yada. All right, so obviously, I don't think I can go back to mine now, can I? Yes. If you're a big fan of Peep, let me know in the comments section. Let me know if I missed one or one that I should listen to more, or if you totally disagree with me and think I'm a fucking idiot, because that would probably be true, because I didn't even name the record right for half the damn thing. We'll be looking to put some more of this stuff out there. I definitely have some musicians I want to do that I kind of have in the back pocket. Look for that maybe tomorrow or the next day or something like that. Of course, let's start a conversation, particularly about how I'm stupid or how you think that I should listen to something, or maybe someone that I should evaluate later. It's all part of the process. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. And then I will get back tomorrow, next day. You'll see the upload. You'll be good. Anyway, have a good one. See you next time.